What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the clinically diagnosed narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of Self-Aware Narcissist Sundays. Today's episode is going to be about the best advice that I've received in therapy so far. Almost 7 years in therapy, y'all. The best advice that I've received so far. So because we're going to be talking about kids and growing up and things like that, make sure to check out my kids' book on Amazon. Remember, it's not your fault, to help you, help your kids understand, telling them the truth, setting boundaries, dealing with toxic households, all that other good stuff, y'all. It's called Remember, It's Not Your Fault. It's on Amazon. But yeah. Y'all, this video is going to be short. Yeah, this ain't going to be no long-winded video. We're going to get straight to the point. So watch to the end and get hype. Go with your energy with this one, y'all. Feel the energy flow. Because the best advice that my therapist has ever told me is it's time to grow up. Seems super simple, doesn't it? But that phrase carries so much weight. And she said, it's time to grow up. I know what y'all think. You're like, well, Lee, you are grown. You're 38 years old. You're this, you're that. And I was just like, she said, no, it's you growing up physically. Like you're a big man in stature. You're 6'3". You're 250 pounds. Like you're a big person. You're fully grown. You're fully grown adult male. But emotionally, you're still a child. So it's time to grow up emotionally. So, and she because she knows I'm a thinker, she knows I'm very analytical. So in my mind, I'm automatically attacking that. Just like, I gotta grow up emotionally. How the hell do you have emotional birthdays? You can grow up physically, but what about emotional birthdays? We get stuck at certain emotional ages when we experience trauma or neglect in our childhood, arrested development, so to speak. So how the hell do you grow up emotionally? Like what? How? Tell me how I'm supposed to grow up emotionally. But that's the mind of a lot of narcissistic people right there, though, y'all. That's how we move forward. That's how we grow. It's like you have to start dealing, Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N. And now you have to start dealing with the things of your past. You have to start digging through your trauma and understanding and releasing things that have held you down for so long. Things that you've held on to for 30 plus years. It's time to let that go. You can't, look, we're not 30, you're in your 30s. You can't blame your dad no longer for being there. He made his decision. You are a great father. You're there for your kids. But as long as you are focused on your dad not being there and being neglectful towards you and sometimes being abusive towards you, like, you're going to hold that grudge and it's going to affect how you parent. So it's time to grow up emotionally. It's time to grow up. This is my mind. It's time to grow up emotionally. A woman called a little girl called me ugly when I was 8 or 9 years old, right? I was in 3rd grade. A little girl called me ugly. She said, my first name is Damon. She said, Damon, you ugly because of your face and your teeth. Now I know how this is like, and I'm already developing a personality at this point. But at this point, I already knew I was different. But this girl called me ugly. And that just hurt my feelings. That brought so much shame to me because she explained, wow, look at your teeth messed up. And that hurt my feelings. And I was just like, okay, so from the time I'm 8 years old, so I'm go from 8 years old, y'all. I'm holding this grudge from 8 years old until I'm 38 years. So I'm 38 years old right now. I haven't seen that little girl in 30 years. 30 years. I've been holding on to that statement. I talk about her in therapy, y'all. I talk about that girl in therapy. I was like, yeah, she hurt my feelings. She called me ugly. She's like, when you gonna let that go? I was like, I don't know how. How do I let it go? I don't know where she's at. I looked up on Facebook. I looked up on. I can't find this girl anywhere. How do I work through this baggage? How do I work through this drama? I'm praying to God. And I told y'all this is a God-blessed journey, didn't I? I told y'all this is a God-blessed journey. God has blessed my journey right here, y'all. Y'all can say what you want to say. No, Lee, you're a devil, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. But my son plays in this YMCA league. And one of the last games of the season, I'm standing there waiting for him to finish his game. Now look to the left, and lo and behold, guess who's standing beside me? That same girl that called me ugly 30 years before. She's standing right beside me. I looked at her. She looked at me. I was like, wait, I know you. She said her name. I was like, wow. I said, wow, this is insane. I'm supposed to be here. So it's time for me to grow up. I looked at this girl. She's a grown woman. I was like, she was a little girl when she called me ugly. Could she feel that same way about me right now? Maybe not. I'm not in control of how she sees me. I'm in control of how I see me. I'm gonna control. I want to project a good image. As long as I see me as good and I'm working towards that, because I know what good and bad is. I'm projecting good. I'm gonna be good. I don't care how I look, how I present myself. I'm not super focused on my looks right now. But when I saw her in that moment, I didn't think about. It didn't even cross my mind. It's just like, look at me now. Am I ugly now? I didn't even think that. I was just like, thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for being grown now. We ain't mentioned that. She probably don't remember. I do. I let that go. I grew up a little bit in that moment. I told my therapist, it wasn't even like, look at me now moment. Look at you. Look how you look. Look how I look. It wasn't even that type of moment. I was like, wow, I can let things go. It doesn't hurt me to see you right now. I'm not focused on you. I can let this go. It's time to grow up. It is absolutely time to grow up. That little girl called me ugly so long ago. And it made me ugly on the inside because I held on to it. I could have just let it roll off my shoulder like a bead of water on a duck's back. But I held on to it. I held on to that. You got to let go of some things, y'all. Sometimes it's better to let go. Holding on is harder than letting go sometimes, y'all. Holding on to some things might hurt you more than letting those things go. So it felt great in that moment to let it go. It is nothing but God. You don't have to, they said, this is not me trying to force no religion down your throat. You don't have to be a believer. I still love you anyway. You don't have to think I'm a believer. I still love you anyway. It's all love here. Well, Lee, you can't love, so that's a lie. But. Got you before you can say it. But yes, it's time to grow. It's time to grow. And I told my therapist, I'm like, guess what? I ran into that woman, and I ran into that girl. She was like, wow. She started shaking her head. She's like, how did they go? I was like, it's freeing. It's freeing. I wasn't even mad at her. The grudge is like, I looked at myself like, how stupid was it to hold this grudge for 30 years? How stupid. But I also made something good out of like, I needed that though. You know, I needed that. Because it helped me, like I said, I got my teeth fixed. I don't have the gap that's gone. I take care of my hair and stuff like that. I'm in the gym a little bit here and there. You know, it made me take care of myself. I'm not conceited, you know. But it made me take care of myself. I told her, I was like, look, in a crazy way, when I look at it now, I need her to say that to me in that moment because it made me at least start taking care of myself and start working on me. And it might not have been that way for a long time, but now I see it. I see it differently now. I'm grown up. You see the world differently when you grow up, even emotionally. Of course, you're going to see the world differently as a child than as an adult. But you also going to see the world differently as an emotional child and an emotional adult. You see what I'm saying? I let that go. It's just like, y'all, it was so freeing to let that go. I was like, wow, I'm growing up. She's like, yep. She's like, you had another emotional birthday. She's like, happy 12th birthday. No, she didn't say 12. She said 14. I'm 14 years old emotionally. No, I'm joking. But she's like, you had another emotional birthday. I'm an emotional adult right now, y'all. I'm grown up. It's my 18th birthday, my 18th emotional birthday. I'm an adult emotionally now, so I can drive. I can get my emotional adult driver's license, you know. But it helps to let those things go. So if you're a narcissist watching this, holding on to that stuff in the past hinders you. It does. I'm not looking, and this is not me trying to excuse anything that anybody has put you through or did to you. You were a damn child. You were a child. There's some things you could not defend yourself against. You could not, and it's not. And this is not me. It is not fair. It's not fair that some of that stuff happened to you as a kid. It is absolutely not fair. In a lot of these situations, it's absolutely despicable because every child on this planet deserves a fighting chance, and some of us don't get that same chance that others do. But now that you're an adult, now if you're watching this video, now it's time to grow the hell up. It is. It's time. We 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. Yeah, our fathers and mothers hurt us. It's time. Again, now, this is not me trying to say you have to forgive them. This is not me trying to say, but sometimes it's just, okay, this happened to me. Now am I going to let this hinder me or am I going to let this help me? Is this a pit or is it a catapult? You know, if this is a pit I'm going to always live in, or am I going to let this experience catapult me somewhere else? I use my experience to catapult me. It was a pit. It was a pit for a long time, but in that pit, I was building the catapult, and now I'm shooting out of it, y'all. I shot out the pit. I'm out of it. I saw that girl. I was like, "This is so good seeing you. You don't understand how good it is for me to see you. It is crazy. It is crazy. It's insane, y'all. Well, that's what I'm just saying. Like, you deserve better. But you have to go get it. You deserve a better life, but you have to go get it. You deserve a better emotional life, but you have to go get it. You have to work for it. Yes, again, it's still not fair. I don't feel like it's fair for me, but I'm using it. I'm using it. It's being used. I'm getting all of it. Sucking it dry. You know what I mean? But I'm super thankful for y'all here. If you're a narcissist or toxic person watching this, power the hell up. Your family deserves better. But most of all, you deserve better. When you start treating yourself better, it trickles down to your wife or your husband or your children. It trickles down. The trickle down effect is real. I'm not telling you to forgive them, but I'm telling you it's time to power up. Again, y'all, if y'all enjoyed this series, y'all gotta drop a like, a comment, drop a flame emoji in the comment section. Y'all know I dropped some heat today. It was heat. It was fire, wasn't it? My hand, I need some lotion. Like, listen to that. My hands are rough. I worked in a warehouse. Y'all got rough hands. I'm not a soft boy. I'm working hands. You know what I mean? See if you. Okay. Anyway, y'all, be safe. Take care of yourself. Mental Healness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. You are a mental healness rock star, and I appreciate you for being here. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the screen to subscribe to the channel and watch another one of my videos in my playlist. There's also a link available up here for you to purchase my kids' book, Remember It's Not Your Fault, on Amazon. So check that out. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Peace.